I'm Andrea from Superpowered. I've built a structured strength and support library specifically for pole students. I actually built it when I was in my studios, and I continued building it through what I've been teaching now. And I've recently realized that it was kind of something I always wanted to do, but I'm like, well, haven't I done that yet? Actually sharing it with other studios to support their students and their business. So I'm wanting to show you what it looks like and why I think it fills a gap that a lot of studios have between classes. So this is the library as it is right now. It's in Google Drive deliberately because I want to test whether students actually use it before I invest in the tech to house it properly, which I'm going to show you after as well, because I did start to build that. And then I realized, hang on a minute, jumping ahead. Students land here first. Here, starts here. It orients them. I also do an onboarding, but I'll chat about that afterwards. So this is what it looks like. It's really simple. I've changed names a few times. I'll tidy this up a little bit if it needs to beforehand. But it's a little video that explains the drive. I'm not going to show it.
Hey folks, I'm just making a little video.
So that takes you actually through the whole drive. So if someone decides to join, that's there all the time for them. And this is for people who are just starting their movement journey. So it's a little bit of theory as to how to titrate your training and not go in all gung-ho. I've actually got, why did I open all these tabs? And it's probably just easier for me to do this. Printables to support your journey. There's a reason I had that one like that, because you can see them. So this is one that's sort of a sample one for a new student who's returning to movement, and that's something anyone can use. Blank templates. The other thing is some people have there's lots of different learning styles, so I have different layouts depending on what people want. And I'm forever making new ones. So there's a workout planner in here. This is a really robust tool. And it's the basis of most of my strength programs. So having a look at the strength, which is the backbone of this. And when I had my studio, I made a program called Strength for Pole. And based on the fact that when I first started poling, I was a massive gym junkie, and I realized I could accelerate my pole journey by the things I did in the gym. So as a personal trainer and community fitness instructor for years, I already know about that stuff. But then the pole PT brought out her stuff as well, which was really helpful. So I stay abreast of knowledge in various ways, like I've purchased her stuff and use it and check it to develop my own skills. And I've taught for many, many years, like over 10 years. So this here has different formats. Like you've got a whole hour, whole body, but then you've got half an hour, whole body. And then you've got, these ones are for easier starts. All this stuff's mapped out. And I will show you after a little bit more about that. Lower body strength 45. So someone can just come in and go, I want to work out. I want a strength one. You've got intermediate, core for inversion. All of my classes have progressions from beginner through to at least intermediate. I usually show 3 stages of progression. I don't call it regression and progression. I call it step 1, 2, 3. So that's just an example of what's going on in there. Super beginner is where beginners start. And I've only got 3 in there because once they've got through this, then everything that I do in the other folder is titrated and started low and easy anyway. You'll see progressions in a video in a minute as well. Restore and recover. So flexibility and restore and recover. This is traditional flexibility. We know there's a lot of mobility stuff in here. Some of this stuff is based on the pole PT as well. And it's focused on certain things. So legs and hips is about splits. Upper back and spine is about upper body and spine. I says back, but we also do chest. So it's all about pole moves. I do sell this stuff to normal people, muggles as well. But it is actually designed for pole. Cheeky chi, front splits, etc. Look, there's so many. Basically, like the way that I teach, you could actually use one strength class for a whole month. If you would like, most of my students do one strength class a week. They do pole and they do a practice. So I do a whole body workout. So when I say one strength class, so let's say they go and do, or let's say we're here upper body. When we had the studio, we would actually do pre and post pictures. So we do like a full month of splits and do pre and post pictures. So my point is, it's actually good to stick to one class for a whole month, because then you can work through the progressions and you can get better at the skills. And it's the same whether it's strength or flexibility. I don't think it's really that great to change it up unless you're super neurodivergent and really don't like the same thing. But if we come back a step, is short classes, deliberately just name short classes, 10 to 20 minutes. There's stuff in all of these. Like, I'm mad. See, look. Anyway, some of these are somatic practices. It's deliberately in that folder of short classes. But then you've got cardio and HIIT and boxing and HIIT. So boxing, I've done it with a bit of a HIIT model sometimes, and I'm a qualified punch instructor. I also boxed in a traditional boxing gym for quite a while. And this is actually done in a progressive fashion, so it's best for people to start at the start and work through. So some of these are shorter, like a 30-minute, 33-minute is more of a HIIT style. These are pure HIIT, so good. And it's 6 minutes, but you do it. Should we play? Doing this for so long.
Ready? Everyone in position.
Doing progression. Yeah, anyway, you just stop talking. Restore and Recover is another class. It's pretty special. It's some of nervous system stuff, but it's actually really good. I've got some stuff in there to help with kids, to help with stress, good practices to replace movement with. If you're really tired and you want to keep your habit of movement up, you might actually choose to do something like this or build in one of these practices for a week or two at a time to improve your nervous system capacity. So what else am I wanting to show you? I want to show you what it's going to be. Okay. So this is what it looks like on a phone. Oh, here we go.
You're like, yeah, I'm super duper confident with that. The test for that is to be back, so I put them forward. Progression is this. My back is nice and steady. So you want a flat back. If you can't do this with a flat back, go back to standing until your back is stronger.
So this is what it looks like on a phone. So that's the strength class, and then these are the ways that it will look ultimately. So I'm just going to go back a step. Yeah, this one's here, 30 minutes a day for 28 days. As this is my Core for Inversions course. I was trying to sell this, but I've just brought in my offers so that they're not so many. There's 29 lessons in there, so it's a month. You just click and follow the dots. So that course is actually in the drive as well. I might show you where that is. No, I don't need to show you where it is because otherwise it's going to be really boring. I'll show you what it looks like on a laptop quickly. Do the same thing, so I won't press play. Well, I will, but to show you a little bit. So what are we in? We're day 21. Yeah. So that's just showing what it looks like. And then if you scroll on this side, you'll see the classes are all there. You've just seen that anyway. So if we go back to Chrome, I'll show you what a tailored, I'm not going to be doing fully tailored workouts in this unless people want them, which would be an extra fee. And I won't even go on about that right now. But if you want to know about it, we can talk about it because what I am looking at is this. So there's pathways to follow. I showed you some of those in the printables area, but one of the ways I do it, so this is 30-minute plus classes. So they are 40 minutes, 50 minutes, people who want a big fucking workout. I know I didn't do the tab share. Here it is, 30 minutes plus, 50 minutes, 40 minutes, etc. You just QR code it, print it, QR code it. There is another version of that, which is written, but there's two versions anyway. And then this is less than 30 minutes. So 30 minutes or less, same kind of class. 34 minutes is one of the longest ones, I think. Pilates style, strength style. Let me see my notes. So in the onboarding, I'm just going to go back here. Okay, that's just a placeholder. You can just listen to me. When a student joins, they don't just get a link in a folder. They don't just get left to their devices. I do a short onboarding call with them, and I have a small set of follow-along plans ready depending on their level they're at, what their goals are. I can also show them how to use the printables to make some of their own tools as well. So I would straight away start somebody with probably one of these kind of ones, but if they're a super beginner, I'll take them back to a super beginner plan. And I've got templates like these for super beginners as well. Of course I do. The reality is as well, I will make what's needed. So if students are coming to me and there's a trend, I'll make a new course to account for that. I'm looking at myself in the corner. I should look at the camera. And then what are we looking at now? So what I'm proposing is a 2 to 3 month pilot across May, July with a group of students, ideally 10. Because then we can sort of get a proper gauge of what people are needing and whether it's something that's of value and adds to your business. So this isn't designed to take away from your studio. It's designed to add to it. Because what I found when I had a studio is that people, like, they might go and join a gym after they join. And I'm like, I'm a bloody PT. What's going on? And when I designed Strength for Pole and people started coming into it, people started quitting their gyms because they were like, oh my God, I'm getting pole results quicker, achieving my goals quicker. The other thing that I've found, and this online thing started in the big lockdown, is that quite a few students kept it after the lockdown because they could do their flexibility at home with their kids, or they could do 3 strength sessions at home if they wanted. And the thing is, they weren't coming into the studio for that because they've got kids, they've got busy lives, and they can't necessarily afford like a $20, $30 extra class each week. Whereas if you're able to now train for $19 a week, and you can do an extra 3 or 4 classes if you want to, you're going to be more inspired for your pole journey because you're now going to be better at pole. And as a studio owner, you know they're going to be safer if they're doing some flexibility, and you know they're going to be safer if they're doing some extra strength, which I think is pretty exciting. So the goal is to see if whether or not they actually use it, whether it improves their progression and well-being. I'm going to be tracking engagement and outcomes, including a pre and post measure, and I'll share that data with you afterwards. Anonymized, I don't know if that's the word. Access will be $19 per week or $199 for a 3-month block. That includes the library, a personal onboarding call, and a monthly Q&A. For now, I'm happy to answer questions and provide feedback forms so that they can do that as they go, because they might want more than a month. And again, I'm always going to be responsive to need. If a month is too infrequent, I'm going to change it to fortnightly without a question. And I'm not going to be opening another studio. I'm never going to open a bricks and mortar studio again. And on a heart, hope should I stick a needle in my eye? Do I have a needle? No. This is about something I was really passionate in the studio, which is deepening people's practices, long practice, safety. So yeah, I'm not trying to build something big before I know it works, which is something I've got a little bit of a habit of, and I'm about to stop you saw the background of what it will look like. That's in Go High Level, and that's where it will likely be when this is done. So this is a test. I'd rather run it with a studio that knows their students and knows them well, and I'm happy to talk through how it could work for you. And I hope to talk soon. Bye.